Tributes for the mates who perished.
An uninspiring opening at Waverley, Fitzroy's Darren Wheeldon ending 15 minutes of drudgery with a fine solo effort. But that was the signal for Hawthorn to make the spectators' journey worthwhile. Jason Dunstall, the star, with 3 of Hawthorn's unanswered next 6 goals to quarter time. The game threatened to turn into a thrashing as Morrissey showed great poise to make the lead 6 goals. Yet Fitzroy, and in particular Wheeldon, weren't prepared to roll over and die. The exciting spearhead brought up his 5th as the Lions edged to within 9 points before a late Hawthorn surge opened up the gap to 26 at the long break. The Hawks then exposed Fitzroy's weaknesses and opened a winning break. Hall gashed his leg on a sprinkler while his teammates cut the opposition apart with ease. In the last, even regular fullback Chris Langford got into the act. He'd been moved to the forward line after taking a beating from Wheeldon and responded with 3 goals.
He's kicked his 3rd.
The Hawks haven't lost 3 in a row for 11 seasons. That record stays intact. Harvey Silver, National 9 News.
Carlton led at every change against Adelaide at Princes Park. The Blues kicked 7 goals in the second term to set up the win. The final margin, 23 points. More from Jim Wilson.
A mistake from Mill Hanna proved costly for Carlton, with David Brown kicking Adelaide's first.
Should goal, left foot, goes for it and kicks it.
Scott Lee then increased the Crows' lead with this great snap.
Lee round the corner, miraculous goal.
A controversial mark to Rowan Welsh resulted in the Blues' second major. After a superb chain of hand passes, Greg Williams finished it off with his first goal for Carlton. The Blues regained the lead when Ron DiUlio made the most of a prized opportunity. And when DiUlio kicked his second, Carlton began to take control. Koutafidis came off the bench and goal cleverly to give the home team an 11-point break at half-time. When Welsh booted his 4th in the third term, Adelaide seemed finished. That was confirmed when Spalding kicked his second and the Blues were back in the winners list. Jim Wilson, National 9 News.
Coming back from injury, the Tony Lockett Show returned to Moorabbin today and he showed fans he could still kick a bag of goals, booting 15. The Saints demolished their opposition with a 10-goal opening term and were never in danger of being defeated. St Kilda's forwards did virtually as they liked in the first term, Lockett finishing with 6, while his partner Lowe contributed 3, as the Saints land on 10 goals for the quarter. In the second term, the Swans did look a little better, kicking 4 goals for the term, including a ripper from Higgins. Lockett kicked 2 late goals to finish with 9 for the half. The only real interest in the second half was how many Lockett would finish with. He added a further 3 in the third term to have the even dozen. Trailing by 67 points at three-quarter time, the Swans did look better in the final term, booting 5 of the first 6 goals. But by then, it was all over. Lockett finishing with 15, his best ever performance. And at the MCG, Geelong kicked 29 goals to beat North Melbourne by 77 points. A staggering 46 majors were scored for the day. Geelong had 5 goals on the board before the Roos opened their account. Mensch had 2 of those, the second a miraculous effort. By the early stages of the second term, the Cats had built a commanding lead. Larkin kicked the Roos' only goal for the quarter, while up the other end, Ablett was on fire. This superb mark giving the Cats a 69-point lead at half-time. It was a more vigorous North in the third term, Allison's first starting a 9-goal onslaught. But the Cats ship steadied through a succession of late majors. Longmire was having his best day for the season, but the Cats were home, Ablett and Poole combining to clinch a 77-point win. To the ladder, and Footscray remain on top from Geelong, and St Kilda move into the top 3. Tomorrow's clash between the Eagles and the Magpies holds great significance. Hawthorn are just outside the 6, followed by the Lions and Essendon. A number of changes on the goal kickers table, with Dunstall booting 7, Lockett with his 15, and Ablett moved into 3rd with 4. Longmire is also improving his position with another half dozen. While in the VFA match of the day, Williamstown defeated Frankston. When we